The way this game is going to work is we're going to have a conversation where we're going to discuss over the course of 90 seconds. Jill, 90 seconds, that's what we decided on. And we're going to put it all out there in terms of the points that we're going to make. And then we're going to shrink that time into 60 seconds. But the task for all three of us is going to be to exactly as much as possible have the same conversation go. So here we go, beginning here, and we're going to remember everything we say going forward to repeat it. Jill and Steve, thanks for joining us. We're going to talk about whether we should be moving into a physical office space. Steve, what would be your argument for moving into an office space?
Well, there's nothing like physical proximity, Danny, and the chemistry that people have at the water cooler. They're networking, they're intersecting in ways. Just because you're walking by someone's office and happening to see someone physically helps you get a lot of things done. We also have clients, and clients oftentimes want to come see us. They want to see and feel that we're a real company, and that is accomplishable by a office. And we also have stuff. We got to store our stuff.
Well, let's see, Jill. Jill, what have you got to say there, Jill? How's your feeling of con? Why would we not move into an office right now?
Offices are very expensive, and even when this COVID is over, there's probably going to be another pandemic. Plus, when you have this online, all these amazing tools, we can reach a lot of other people within the entire world. If we isolate ourselves to one location, we kind of miss out on that. Plus, it's super convenient for me and for people who have lives outside of work, because we can.
Well, and you're in Utah. You're in Utah, and we're in Virginia, so that also would make it difficult.
Hire people from outside of Virginia, absolutely.
That's right. Well, thank you both, valid points, and that's good. Now, the challenge here, everyone, is we're going to have as much of the same conversation as we just had, but now in 60 seconds. So the challenge for Steve and Jill and I is we're going to try to get the same points across, the things that were most important about what we just said. We're going to do it, but in shorter time. So, Jill, if you would start. And here we go. So here we are to talk about the value of moving into an office space. COVID-19, pros, cons. Steve, what are your arguments for?
First, Danny, networking can't replace physical chemistry. Meetings are more productive. Clients need to see a symbol of what we're all about. They need to touch us, feel us, come meet with us, have lunch with us. And plus, we got all this stuff. Where are we going to put it? That's
a fair point. And Jill, rebuttal, why would we not?
All right. Virtual is more inclusive. Virtual is more opportunity to contact more people. It is less viral.
Sure, less viral. Then geographically as well, Jill, you are in Utah and we are in Virginia.
Cheaper.
That's right. And cheaper?
Yes.
We're good. 4 seconds. Yep, that's good. So there we go. Well, I would say, a little retro on that 60 seconds. Steve, well done. Jill, let's get that ginkgo biloba.
I wanted to win. Okay.
All right, so now we're going to go to 30 seconds.
Okay, tell me to start.
30 seconds and start. Pros and cons of being in an office space. Start.
Water cooler, physicality, chemistry. Clients need to see us, feel us, touch us. Meetings, very productive. Plus, we got to put our stuff somewhere.
And Jill, what would you say would be a con of being in the office setting?
It's expensive. It is not inclusive. It makes me not want to work in Virginia because my family's not there, and it's all about me.
That's right. And also, geographic is a good point. You're in Utah, we're in Virginia. So, all right, excellent. Now, folks, we're going to move down to 15 seconds and 1-5. And ready, set, go. Office setting, pros and cons. Steve, go.
Water cooler, chemistry, clients, stuff.
Brilliant. And Jill, rebuttal.
How does it translate to a retrospective?
Well, so that's a good point. So in a retrospective, if we were to take this and we're working on a real problem, part of what's interesting is, again, what pieces do we find are most important to get a point across as we are running out of time? So we're able to see, okay, if we had a problem in our last sprint, well, we started with 90 seconds. This is what we all talked about. It came up again. It came up again. It came up again, and it came up again. So we lost some of the other, maybe some of the other points that were being made at the beginning, and now we would see what is really important. Also, through repetition, obviously it's a hard ask to completely remember and repeat exactly what you said in that first 90 seconds. But what becomes revealing is through the repetition, you might find new ideas. You might find new ideas as you're trying to recall the point that you made. And so you might find sort of supporting details to an argument you're trying to make that you weren't aware of in the first iteration. So it really helps to kind of break you out of patterns as much as it's asking you to repeat in this exercise. But it's really helping you to your brain to kind of look at a problem from multiple angles, but also by repeating it, you see its importance.
Time boxing. The lesson here that I'm taking away, Daniel, is time boxing facilitators is your best friend. Not just, hey, here's our 1 hour chunk we're going to use for the retro, but make smaller time boxes for each conversation that you have. And like Danny said, it's going to whittle it down to the key points.